So ArrayList is a class similar to arrays, but the difference with array is it is dynamic in nature and it can grow dynamically. Okay, and ArrayList can hold different type of data, as in I can hold a character type or integer type, a float type, double type, string type. Any data I can store in that. So I don't have to create object array here. I can store that. The initial size of the array list is 10, right? When you declare an array list, the initial size of the array list is 10. Array list initial size is 10. And once you reaches this maximum limit, then the size of array list is increased, and for that there is a formula, right? So current capacity multiply by 3 by 2 plus 1. So that is how the size of array list grows in memory, is 10. Okay, and we do have a lot of methods in array list. With the help of those methods, we can perform operations on array list. Holds various methods, and those can be used to perform operations. Okay, so let's go to the. Okay, so what we are doing, we are creating the object of array list here, and with the help of object reference, I will use some methods of array list. So array list dot add. So we have one method called add, which will add a object to array list. And what it returns true if the object is added, and if it returns false if the object is not added. So let's say I am adding the name Nitin, and I'm adding another object, let's say adding age here. Age could be of integer type. List dot add, let's say I'm adding male here. So male is character type. List dot add, let's say this time adding data of Naresh. So Naresh, list dot add, then I am adding age 28, let's say. Likewise, I can add multiple data here. I don't have any any restriction in terms of size. So list dot add, let's say adding Disha. List dot add, adding, let's say Sitara. List dot add, let's say adding let's say adding Ravi. So how many data I am having right now? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. List dot add, adding, let's say Sita, Geeta, or something else. List dot add, adding Vishal. So likewise, I can add multiple data there. I don't have any restriction in terms of size. And to print this, what we have to do, we can directly print this using system.out.println. If I print that, I get it, all the data, which is actually stored in array list on the basis of index. Making sense? Now that is the first method. And as I said, the return type of this is Boolean. So once the item is added, then it will return the Boolean result. So you can directly check it here in CISO. So what it will do, it will add also and it will return Boolean also. So I'll get both. First true and then followed by the list. Okay, so I'll get true because this item was added in the list, and then followed by all items were added, and then I am printing the array list. Okay, so this is the first method in array list. The next method in array list is I can remove also. So until here it is fine, and if let's say if I am trying to remove any item from list, so I will have to use remove. I can use either I can remove from indexes, or I can remove using directly. I can remove using object also. So if I use index, let's say I am using index 3. So which item will be removed? So indexing starts from 0, and the insertion order is preserved in array list. Naresh it will remove, right? And then if I am looking to remove list dot remove using object directly. So this time, let's say I am removing Sita. So if I remove Sita from here, then what would be my final list? So list. So I will remove Naresh and Sita, and then remaining remaining elements in array list will be printed here. See, first it is returning true, then it printed all the elements, then Naresh was removed from this index, and then finally Sita was removed. So I can remove either by object or by index. I can get the size of array list also using list dot size. So that also I can check. Here is the list of size of list, and here also I am checking the same thing, list dot size. Okay, so at this line number 27, what would be the size of array list?
As you mentioned earlier, it is 10, but according to the objects added, it is 9.
No, that is the initial size, Disha. I mean, that size you will not get. Whatever the elements you are adding, that only you will get as size. In case of arrays, right? Whatever the size you are declaring at the beginning only, that is the size of the array. But in case of array list, it is different, right? So initially, I am having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? So here I'll get 10, and here I'll get 8.
8. Okay.
Okay. So I'm getting 10, and why I'm getting 9 here? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, Sita was not removed. Why Sita is not removed?
Because S is capital. Here, remove.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, see. Earlier it was 10, and now it is 8. Okay.
In some network issue, I was not there near that.
Which one?
List dot remove.
List dot remove. Yeah. Okay, so remove is having 2 methods. Either you can remove by index, or you can remove by object directly. So at index 3, as in it starts from 0. So Nitin is at 0th position, 30th is at first position, Mail is at 2nd position, Naresh is at 3rd position. Okay, so the element at 3rd position is removed, and similarly Sita, right? Sita, we are directly removing the object. So Sita is directly removed from the list, and then we are printing the remaining list, right? Nitin 30, Mail 28, Disha, Sitara, Ravi, Vishal, right? And then finally the size. I can add by index also. Let's say I'm adding here list dot add, and then int index. So let's say I'm trying to add in between. somewhere in fourth index, and here I am adding let's say some other name, let's say maybe the age 28 or 22. Okay, so this will be added at the fourth position now, fourth index. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So instead of after Naresh, 22 will be added, and all these elements will be shifted to the right of the list. Making sense? So we are having one more method called list.add, which will add the object at the given position. So let me try and run this. Okay, now if you see 22 added after Naresh, and all the elements shifted to the right, and now accordingly we are getting the size. Understood the flexibility of array list? Are we able to do all this in arrays? Were we able to do all this in arrays? No, right?
No.
Okay, we have one more method called list.clear, which will clear all the elements from array. So this will clear all the elements from array, and finally this will give the empty list. So if you try this and after this you print list, you won't get anything. You will get just curly braces. If you try this, you are getting just curly braces. All the elements from list are clear. We can replace also. So how to replace? So for replacement, let me remove this. I can replace list dot set. So set as in I will have to specify the index. So let's say I am specifying the 0th index, and I am replacing Nitin with other name, maybe Agrawal, right? So I am replacing my first name with last name. So, and then if I print list, I can, what is the error? Okay.
Semicolon.
Yeah. So if I add this, then see Nitin is replaced with Agrawal, and remaining list is same. So list dot add, list dot remove. In remove we have two methods. Then list dot clear, list dot set, then list dot size. Okay, and then we get the index of, let's say I am looking for the index of some element. List dot index of object as in I am looking for the index of Ravi. So how will I will get that using this. See, so I will have to print C inside C. So out, this returns integer value. Okay, so index of 7. So Ravi is at 7th position. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Add to remove, and one more method is there, contains. So list dot contains. If that object is available in list, then it will return true. Otherwise, it will return false. Let's say I'm checking for Sitara, and if Sitara is there in the list, it will return true. Else it will return false. So Sitara is there, then it will return true. I think some spelling mistake, I guess. Yeah, so we used capital, right? Yeah. So in case of this, it returned false. But if I use small s, it will return true. Yeah. So we have one method called contains. Then last index, we can get the last index also. See, so list dot last index of object. Okay. So let's say if I am having, you know, let's say I'm having some duplicate elements in the list and I am looking for the last index of that element. Then I will have to use this last index, and then let's say I am having Disha duplicate here. And I will add one more Disha after this list dot add Disha. And here I am checking at what position Disha is. What is the last index of Disha?
The semicolon is missing where we added Disha again.
Okay. So last index of Disha is now 7. See, Disha is added at the last, and the last index of Disha is 7. 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, I think we will have the first index of that also. So list dot first index is not there. The F. No, first index is not there of object. Okay, so these are the methods, right, which are already available. Okay, so you can make a note of this. So add, and then remove by index, remove by name, then size, set index of contains last index of. Okay, now how do we iterate list? So we have seen one method of iterating list, right? That is for each loop. We will have 3 more variations here. We use iterator, we use list iterator, and then we use enumeration. Okay, so that we will discuss in next class anyways, because it would be too much for today. So
Advanced for loop as well, right?
yeah, that for each loop only. Advanced for each loop, advanced for loop, or you say enhanced for loop.
Okay.
Advanced for loop or enhanced for loop. Okay, using this we iterate the collection actually. So advanced for loop can be used to iterate all the elements of collection. Iterator can be used to iterate all the element of collection. Enumeration can be used, but list iterator is specifically for iterating the elements in the list. That is why it is list iterator. We'll discuss about this all in detail, because some of them are good, some of them are not recommended. So iterator and advanced for loop are somewhat recommended. All right, so we will wind up today's session here.